Okay, I think we're live.
What's going on, everyone? It's Adam McCraig with Grandstand Golf. In this show, we're doing round 4 DFS Showdown targets for the 2021 AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. We're here. We're Sunday. We got Spieth climbing up late
Climbing up all the way to the top.
late in the round with a hole out. What was it, on 16 there, with a kind of crazy spin down the slope into the cup. He's ahead by 2 after Berger went way right on 8.
So I just was able to go for a nice little socially distanced walk with our parents, and dad was watching the golf as well, and we were both talking about how like Spieth, when he's playing well, he just has a way, like things just have a way of working out for him, and like that's a perfect example. And there's few people except maybe Tiger that I can think of that when a long putt needs to be made or a chip needs to go down or something like that, it just seems like things break their way. And some people they've got a nose for the hole, man, and he's got
He
it.
absolutely has it. It reminds me of like the Tiger Vision on the early Tiger Woods video games, where you can like see
You
it
can
going.
just like spin it. Oh, I would need some backspin now that it's in the air. I'll take
Honestly,
it.
that's like Jordan. That's like his long putt on Spyglass on Friday. Like it's just like it shouldn't go in, but it does. Thank you everybody for joining us. Make sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up on the video. Hopefully your tournament has been going well so far. My Spieth exposure is not that great, so I don't know. I'm hoping for some different things come Sunday.
Honestly, it's tough because like I feel like it's gonna be probably a profitable week all told,
Yeah.
but it's one where like I feel like it could be so much more profitable.
And a lot could happen.
Nice to see Al. Nice to see you won some money.
Alex.
Obviously, you didn't have Molinari in because he was not the best pick today.
No, but your Streelman pick was good. It was good.
Yeah. Now, just real quick before we jump into it, Molinari, after the broadcast ended, I haven't been following golf or media here, but apparently he had a 2-stroke penalty assessed after the fact, and we don't know what for yet.
Not entirely sure. I've seen kind of rumblings on Twitter, but haven't seen it so far. 808 Kicks, welcome. Congrats again on that Friday win. That's awesome. Barry, what's going on? Great day. Cantlay, Streamline, Hogan, Hogue. I like it.
So yeah, I'll get into my best lineup here in a bit. It relates to one of my picks, so I'll get there. But yeah, I mean, other things on the leaderboard, Lashley and Hoagie, man, like that shocked me.
Yeah. I mean, same here. So I think when we look ahead if we're just looking at Showdown for round 4, we got to address the chalk. So Knox is 8,500, Lashley's 7,900, and Hoagie's 7,500. So those guys are going to be chalky.
Yeah. Now, I almost actually, spoiler alert, I don't have Russell Knox as a pick. I almost plugged him in as a pick because I think he could win this. But the only thing is, if you're going to take any one of those lower priced chalky plays, you have to diversify elsewhere.
Yep.
Like you can't take Knox and Spieth and Berg, or like if you're gonna take, say you do want Lashley or Hoagie, you can't just pair them with like the high priced guys like Cantlay and Spieth because everyone is going to be playing those lineups.
Yeah, 100%.
The rest of the leaderboard, obviously Cantlay and Berger, I think, are super dangerous, tied for second there. Jason Day is really quiet at 10. Same with Paul Casey, I think.
I agree. We didn't see really much of Day or Casey at all in the coverage. I think Casey did a mess of that par 3, and then they kind of dropped him.
He double bogeyed. He left his first chip short, I think. But he's a grinder. He's one of my grinders.
with Spieth at 13, those guys at 11, within the first 2 holes with that par 5 on 2, that can flip, like that can get canceled out in a matter of a couple of holes. Like that is not with how Spieth was missing putts today, and we know how he can spray his driver. Like he is so good around the green. He's so good with his irons right now. He's dialed in, but he can make a mess of things too. Like we've seen that.
Oh yeah, and it's different. I think it's a little bit different when it's just one person that's ahead like that.
Yeah.
It just takes a single hole and that can totally flip. The rest of the leaderboard, the rest of the top 20 at least here. I think you must have been pretty happy to see Will Gordon turn his day around today because he had been going in the wrong direction early.
A lot of birdies today. I love to see that. Patia's still in the top 20, so got to feel good about that. A couple of our 6Kers on our sleepers. Okay.
And your one and done continues to find a way to get it done, Cameron Tringali.
A cheap one and done. So I love to see that. What will ruin it if your Cantlay one and done hits? That will kind of ruin it, but I'd love to see Tringali up there. So while we're on this page, Craig, do you want to make a prediction for winning score?
Let's leave it till the end.
Leave it to the
We'll tease it now.
Okay. Yeah.
Watch till the end. I'll have thought of someone by then.
Fair enough. Okay, so looking at the scoring average, I just pulled the Pebble Beach, so minus 1.74 on the first day. That was pretty easy scoring. We had the win pickup in round 2, quarter stroke over, and then round 3 actually minus 3-4 under. Maybe that's kind of trimming some of the guys that weren't playing well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it played harder today. Yeah. I think it was really just we cut some of the fat with the cut.
Our round 3 picks were still minus 1.17 total. Streelman helped, Holma helped, Molinari. That includes Molinari's 2-stroke penalty. I kind of feel like that's unfair. That one stung. I
mean, obviously, also the elephant in the room. When you top your tee shot, it's not gonna be a great day.
Wasn't he one of the first groups out? He's the first featured group out, right?
He was early, but yeah, it was evident that things were going sideways in a hurry. I expect tomorrow that somewhere between round 1 and round 3. I don't think we'll get as low scoring as round 1, but it doesn't look like the weather will be as bad as it was today. So I think I think it'll be somewhere between maybe about a half stroke or a stroke under par.
1.5 to a half stroke. I think that's fair. Peck, yeah, I think that's a great narrative with Berger and Spieth. I think that was I'm blanking now. Travelers Rocket Mortgage, one of those where he jumped in and then kind of chest bumped his caddy after that win. That would be great revenge to see Berger take down Spieth for sure. DraftKings bonus finishing points, of course, for round 4 showdown. So got to keep that in mind. But that's where the chalk is going to go. So we'll talk about that. Looking at the weather, Craig, is it just favor the leaders?
So, this is actually a harder one, I think, than usual, because it does look like it's going to be a little bit windier. I mean, the wind itself, the wind speeds, I'm not thinking that I'm going to care a whole lot whether it's forecast for 14 or 13 or 12, But the thing that I think is potentially more serious is the gusting, and it gusting over 20 and then going down a little bit lower. I think it does favor the leaders. But I think you can't eliminate. So the other thing I was going to look at was okay, so you've got inside out tee times. Is there anyone down at the very bottom that is going to be going out late that is not going to be highly owned? So look at those people. There wasn't a whole lot of people there that caught my eye. I was tempted to say Zalatoris because he will be one of those ones, and I probably will plug him into a single showdown lineup. Sure. But I just can't quite advocate anyone else jumping on that.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Jumping on that train right now.
Eric said it was the Travelers and he was there. That is awesome. I can't imagine a sports moment kind of.
That'd be a cool one to be at.
I mean, a non-major. That's as kind of cool sports moment as I can think of in golf. One thing I would add though, first groups are at 8:39. Those first groups going off on 10 scare me a little bit if the weather is picking up. So they have to go. If it's that north wind, they kind of showed in the broadcast today, they're going into the wind for their first 5 holes with the tougher wind. So I'm kind of staying away from that middle, I guess, 2/3 of the pack where they're on 10 and they're starting a little bit earlier. So kind of the half.
And then they're also coming back in, aren't they? Aren't they coming back in towards the wind there too on the back nine?
Yeah, that's what they're going into the wind from 10 to.
Yeah, okay.
So it's going to play hard.
Yeah.
It's going to play hard.
Okay. Do you want to jump into it? Anything else you got here?
No, let's do it. Hopefully I'm not too laggy here. I think my video is okay. I'm going kind of smack.
I guess clearly our brother is not watching us live because I think we just both got texts from him.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on, Kevin. Give us a break here. I'm going right in the middle. I'm going to try to swerve around Lashley and Hoagie. So my first one, I'm going from Maverick McNealy down. I like a balanced lineup tomorrow. So I went Maverick McNealy, 7,700. He's gone 68, 69, 69, 10 under. He could get all that 4 rounds in the 60s tomorrow. I would love that for some tourney long. He's gone 1 eagle, 11 birdies, 3 bogeys. Ranks through the first 3 rounds, 8th strokes gained tee to green, plus 5.37. That's total for 2 rounds, obviously. 49 strokes gained putting, minus 0.45. He was positive on the greens today, though. So he was positive putting. He didn't make that up. I mean, he's really good here. He's kind of like the local California guy. He finished 5th here last year. He finished with a final round of 68. If there's similar pin locations, I mean, he just has experience here. I want to go to guys with experience.
Yeah.
He's starting off in an area where he might go he's going to be highly owned, but he won't be 30-40% owned, I think, because of the people around him. So you can kind of get him maybe 20-25%. And I think he's a sneaky guy to crack that top 10.
I want to say he was around 20% today, and he was worth it.
Absolutely worth it. But I think he was 6,500, 6,700 today. So his prices come up a lot. But just really good. Like he's good around the greens. He's 3 bogeys in 3 rounds. He's limiting his mistakes. He's not getting a ton of birdies, which I don't love.
I kind of want to take exception with one of those bogeys.
Yes, totally.
So I don't know if you caught this on the broadcast today, but so I had McNealy in my top lineup, and if you guys didn't see this, he got assessed. I think it was probably the right call based on the rule. Well, it was definitely the right call based on the rules.
But did you hear that his ball was embedded?
No, I didn't. So he was embedded and then he dropped it?
And then it was on the lip, and then when he went to address it, it fell into where it was embedded. And
that is a brutal, brutal break.
I know.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I need to confirm that. Don't hold me accountable. I saw that on Twitter. I need to confirm that. But
I thought I had heard them talking about it rolling back into its own thing, so that makes more sense. But essentially, so he obviously he dropped it, and then it was like perched up, and he had like tried to be very careful because then it's in play, and if he moves it, then it's a stroke penalty, and it looked like he like barely touched the grass there, and the thing toppled into its own embed. But so he was on my best showdown lineup. That was his only bogey of the day. So not only is that a bogey, but it also breaks your bogey-free round. Like, I was so choked when that happened.
Yeah, that's a brutal. So he's so good around the greens. He almost jarred that for his par, his kind of makeshift par there.
And the other thing about these numbers here, he's typically a better putt. Like putting is typically the stronger point of his game. So I love him at this course. I'm definitely going to have him in lineups.
It feels like James Hahn last week, where he's far enough away. Like he could get a birdie and be right in the mix super early in the tournament tomorrow. I really just like McNealy. I really like McNealy tomorrow. Yeah,
agreed. My first one here, I'm sticking with my pre-tournament pick to win. My one and done, Patrick Cantlay.
I mean, he was my pick on our pick.
He was your DFS pick. Yes. I will give you that. But I'm just saying, I put the one and done on him. I think he's still going to go out there and get it done. 10,800. Came out and shot a course record 62 on the first day. He didn't do so well with the double over, lost ball double to start things out over on Spyglass, but then came back with a 70 today. He like, if you have watched him play, especially today, it felt like he is absolutely killing it. Like he is playing, methodical golf. I mean, I guess it's typical Patrick Cantlay golf, but you look at his numbers, like his strokes gain numbers, they're down at the bottom. So these are over the 2 rounds at Pebble. Right. So they include that 62. Yeah. But I mean, he's gained over 8 strokes ball striking. Yeah. In 2 rounds. He's gained over a stroke putting. He lost 2.5 strokes putting today. Wow. So, it looks like he's gaining putting, but that was basically all in his 62 rounds. So if you look at what he did today, it's just kind of, if you were paying attention to Cantlay, like I had him in showdowns and I have him tournament long, so I was paying a lot of attention to him, but it felt like he just kept getting, like, not getting the breaks. Like, he had a chip shot that like kicked hard to the right and then he missed the putt and made a bogey. But today, he gained over 5 strokes with his ball striking, hit 17 of 18 greens, and he shot a 70. It just is absolutely crazy how well he's playing. Like, I think his 70 today was about as poorly as he could have scored. So the one thing that I'm hoping is that because we've got, Spieth, we've got Berger, and we've got Cantlay, I think are sort of the big 3 right at the top that people are going to want to play. He's the most expensive of them. what I am going to do, I'm going to play Cantlay, and I'm going
Yeah.
to not pair him with either Hoagie or Lashley, because I
Yeah.
think a lot of people, in order to afford Cantlay, they're going to pair them with those guys. So I'm going to play Cantlay, and I'm not going to have either one of those in my Cantlay lineups.
Yeah. No, I love it. I mean, thinking back to his round, he left that putt on 16 short coming up the hill. I think he kind of, all his putts
Hit a
just
lip
kind of seemed
out.
to be like burning the edges or just leaving him short. Like it seemed like Spieth's putting day was very similar to Cantlay. Cantlay was just in better positions, and they were kind of for pars rather than kind of bleeding a couple bird or bogeys like Spieth did. But yeah, I mean, we'll wait to the end to talk more about Cantlay. But yeah, I like it. If I'm building a guy up top, I'm
Oh, he
plugging in
might he
Cantlay.
might be one or both of our picks to win. So the
Oh,
other
there we
thing, so
go.
17 of 18 greens. He's only missed 2 rounds at Pebble so far this week. He's only missed 3 greens in regulation the whole time. So
Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants to talk about how small these greens are. I'm saying plug Patrick Cantlay in, and he'll hit a lot of them for you.
I like it. Okay, on to my next pick. Speaking of greens and regulation, Matthew NeSmith, he's 7,600 on DraftKings. Like I said, balanced. We got McNealy at 77, NeSmith at 76. Through his 2 rounds, he's hit 31 of 36 greens at Pebble on the 2 hardest days. So he played round 2, round 3. So he was
Hmm.
Spyglass Hill in his first round, 86%. Really, really, really good. It's not as good as Cantlay, but Cantlay had that cushy day where he was tying course records. But
Yeah, Cantlay was on the wrong side or the right side of the split, and Neesmith wasn't.
yeah. So in the last 2 rounds, NeSmith has gone 67, 70. He's 5 under, 1 eagle, 13 birdies, 10 bogeys. His ranks through those 2 rounds, third tee to green, 6.27 with those 2 rounds of Pebble, and 37 strokes in putting, 0.64. I mean, he's played really, really well on Pebble. Like 67, 70 is really good. And I
Hmm.
just expect him to continue at 7,600, where I think he's just $100 more than Hoagie. So great pivot off Hoagie, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I like to play. I had him yesterday as a showdown play with because of his upside. I think he continues to be the same for me again. I'm not gonna give him 50% of my lineups, but I definitely will be taking some shots with him.
Yeah, yeah,
My next one here, I am going with the Homer favorite, our older brother's favorite, Max Homa, 8,700. Okay, so to me, it just feels like there is it sort of feels like he has not really, everything hasn't clicked for him so far this week. He's gone
yes, I
69,
agree.
70, 69, or 68. He's -9. He's in pretty good position. He's in the top 20,
Yeah,
15 birdies, 4 bogeys, 1 double. To me, he went to school. I know how much you love these narratives. He went to school just north of here. He's from just south of here. We've spoken about how much we like guys that play these type of courses. So to me, he's got a huge comfort level with these POA greens and with the course.
yeah,
I think it's reflected if you look at his strokes gained stats. I think it's reflected in the putting stats there. He's gained almost 3 strokes putting. I
yeah.
expect that he will continue to. That's two rounds aggregate.
Right,
But
right,
I
right.
expect that's going to continue. We had spoken about it going into this week that approach is much more important than off the tee here. He's done a pretty darn good job on approach. So to me, he's playing his. First off, his style fits Pebble, and
Yeah,
second off, he's playing well for his style. He's got 5 birdies in each round, including his round at Spyglass. I think he cleans up a few of the bogeys. I think he can go out there and be one of these guys that moves up the leaderboard. And I think he's just a little bit higher priced than Russell Knox. And I think Knox,
yeah,
so I
yeah,
like
yeah.
Knox as a play, depending on if you're not too chalky everywhere else. But I think Homa's a good pivot off of
Yeah,
Knox.
so I mean, obviously, Homo was a pick for me yesterday. He did really well. Got that one bogey, which kind of stung me late. I tied like a cool. He was birdied every single par 3 today, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
says
First time since '83, I
says something
think.
else about his scorecard as well. I looked at the end though, and I have to double check, but I think again he only hit 57% of his fairways. 3 days in a row, the exact same number, 57%. If he can hit a couple more fairways, like he can go lower. He can absolutely go out there and get like a 6 under or 5 under. Like he has the talent to do that. He has the power to do that. It just needs to kind of come together. It needs to tighten up a little bit. But if he can make that happen, I think it's a great point.
I think it's just a matter of avoiding, like, 15 birdies isn't too bad for this point in the tournament. It's just really he's got to limit a few of those mistakes over the course of the round.
Okay, we got some chatter. We'll move along to my third pick, Will Gordon, 7,300 on DraftKings. This is a little bit of a homer pick. I'm sitting here with a 175 to 1 Will Gordon ticket with an each way. So, I'm hoping for Will Gordon, but I also think.
And so what do you need? You need top 5 for your each way?
Yeah, I got top 5 on Monday, and then later in the week it was a top 8. It changed like after I made this bet.
They just threw in those extra.
I know. So I need him to crack a top 5 at least. But he's gone 66, 73, 68. He's 9 under, 15 birdies, 4 bogeys, a double. What really impressed me, I was watching this round pretty closely today. He was +2 through his first 5 holes today, and then finished 4 under. He went 6 birdies, rest pars.
And really that was just on the back of his putter. Like his ball striking was fine. He just missed some short putts.
And I think he was reversed. So I think he did that. I don't know. I would have to double check. What was his 9 again? No, he finished on 18. So yeah, he did that on.
Yeah, he started on 1.
He did that on the harder 9 too. So I think if things click, again, this is a guy who went far in the US Am here. Like he can play really well here. His ranks through the first 3 rounds, they're pretty pedestrian. 26 strokes gained tee to green plus 2.62, 42nd strokes gained putting plus 0.3. Again, those are cumulative for the 2 rounds at Pebble, but he has hit at least 72% of his greens in regulation each round, every single round. I think he's just, I don't know. He's one of these guys down below 7,500. How many of these guys can actually realistically go out and shoot a 6 under? Will Gordon is one of those guys.
Yeah, I'm assuming that price must have come out around the time he was, 3 over at one point, or at least 2 over at one point.
His size was 2 over.
So I'm assuming that must have come out then, because now where he's at, that price makes no sense, I think the one thing to be careful, he will have ownership at that price, at that score. Yeah. And so it's just a matter, again, as we always say for these Sunday ones, don't combine too much chalky plays together, because ultimately you're really just limiting your upside. Like you need to have leverage over all the other people who are playing these same guys, and the only way to do that is to diversify your chalk with
ownership. Be it so condensed on Sunday rounds, or consider leaving salary on the board. But yeah, we got a question about Mark Hubbard here, Craig, from Steven in the chat.
Well, let's wait till the end to address the questions, or maybe we'll deal with it right now.
Here we go.
Speaking of guys who might be low owned tomorrow, Mark Hubbard comes in 7,500 on DraftKings. So I'll gripe here just for one moment, because I had a ticket that probably would have won today. If you had Mark Hubbard and you were following him, you probably understand my pain. But
right, you threw it out in our Discord, right? The lineup you had.
Yeah, the lineup I had, I don't have it in front of me, but it was good. Essentially, every piece of it was good. And at the time, Hubbard, I think, was 5 under. Yeah. Hubbard proceeded to go 6 over in the course of 5 holes to end up 1 over on the day. I mean, still with like 1 over score, his showdown total wasn't bad, just because he had the birdie streak and he had made enough birdies over the course of the day. But he's gone 66, 74, 73, 15 birdies, 10 bogeys, and a double. So I was talking about it with Homa. Clean up some of those. 15 birdies isn't that bad. Clean up some of those bogeys and you'd be doing fine.
I thought you were talking Hubbard about it with Homa. You're like, Homa, what's going on with Hubbard out there? What happened with
no, so to me, yes, his putting has been very good in his rounds on. So first off, his rounds on Pebble, it was 66 and 73. So at one point when he was, I want to say at 5 under, he was 11 under at that point through 20, it would have been about 30 holes almost, 28, 29, 30 holes on Pebble. He was just killing it, and then just proceeded to throw all these strokes away. I'm not going to, oftentimes if someone's having too hot with the putter, I want to fade them. He gave strokes back with his putter. He had a double where he had a par putt from 4.5 feet. Yeah. So to me, I like guys that make birdies for showdowns. I like guys that are volatile. Yeah. This is someone who I'm not going I'm not going to plug him in across half of my
No.
tickets. I don't want to have that kind of exposure to him. But I'm also the kind of person that when someone like this keeps me from winning and I feel like their ownership is going to come out,
100%.
it was 6 or 7% today. It's going to be less than 5% tomorrow. I want to like prove that I'm not going to make the emotional play. If anything, I'm going to like swing so far in the direction of showing like I want to be smart. I don't want to just win. I want to win like doing some way that shows how like clever I'm being. So if you don't want to follow me down that dark rabbit hole, then I totally understand, but it's a play I'm going to make, and it's just a play that I think there is merits to it behind just trying to get a little bit too clever with it. So yeah, we'll see whether it works.
I like it, and I love that reasoning as well. When people get burned, and Barry brought up a good point. Norlander priced at 9,500. Burned people today, exact same as Hubbard. He burned people today, so people are not going to go and play him. Like, people are emotional beings; they're not going to do that.
And his price doesn't make sense for now where he finished after today.
It absolutely doesn't make sense. But if he goes out and shoots 5 under, and whoever is grouped around him go shoot 2 under, that's a great play, and you're going to get leverage.
And when the prices was made, it made sense. When the prices were made, it made sense. Yeah. So
do you want to
questions here?
Do you want to hear the prediction or what?
Winning prediction. What do you got?
I got Cantlay, and he's going to get to 16 under. 5 under on the round.
Well, I was going to say Cantlay as well, and I still think it's going to be Cantlay. I don't think it's at. I want to say Cantlay at 15, but it seems a little bit boring. So.
Hey, that's our predictions. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'll stick with Cantlay at 15. I also, it just feels like it might be, to me, it's Spieth, Berger, and Cantlay.
Yeah.
With a dark horse of Russell Knox.
No, man. Will Gordon and Tringale are going to sneak in there. Or McNealy. Oh, I would love a McNealy win. Let's get a McNealy win. I would love that. He's like 1% owned in my GPP. I would love that.
Yeah. Real quick, questions, comments here. I did see someone talking about Brandon Grace. I don't know if I will get there. I know that at one point he was under par to start the day. I don't actually know where he finished.
I would have to look into that as well. But 6,100 does seem kind of crazy.
I mean, the thing in Showdown too is it's so volatile that if you have a feeling about someone, then plug them into a ticket. Absolutely. Because with pro golfers, anything can happen in a single round.
Yeah,
I guess that's all the questions we have here.
You can get a penalty like Molinari, or you can get a bad break like McNealy, and there's or
you could hole out like
and that's like a 20-point swing if you like have 2 of those in the wrong direction. Like, it's crazy. But that's why we love it. Yeah, if that's it, good luck tomorrow. Enjoy the Sunday. It's Pebble Beach on Sunday. It's also Valentine's Day, so spend it with whoever you love and your partner.
And also I see Eric here is pumping Grace, and I like that. Whoever it was, I can't remember right now. I'll try to go look back at the chat. Whoever it was that brought up Lashley, someone brought up Lashley on the Wednesday show, I'm pretty sure, as a play. I want to say it was like 7,100 or 7,000 maybe as a week-long play. If you're in the chat right now, bring it up. If not, I'll go dig it out so we can bring it up, because you deserve some props. He's definitely paid for his week so far.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. Hit the thumbs up button. That really does mean a lot. And enjoy your Sunday at Pebble Beach.
Yep. Take care, guys. Good luck.